Time is one of your most valuable assets. When it comes to property investment, you need to think about how much is your time really worth and how are you spending it. If you're spending hours managing tenants, doing property maintenance, legislation, dealing with the legal compliance, it might seem like you're doing a really good thing and saving money, but actually you're potentially losing it. And what I want to show you is how using a letting agent in the right way can actually help make you more money and get a better return on your investment and, more importantly, your time. So let's start with working out what is your time actually worth. I'm going to shorthand some studies for you. Your time is worth £50 an hour. Now you might go, I don't earn £50 an hour. I am telling you, every single one of you, yes you, watching this, your time is worth £50 an hour when you think about your skill, your experience, and what you could actually be doing with that time elsewhere. And this is called opportunity vehicles. So what opportunity vehicle could you be spending your time? And by the way, it doesn't need to be income generating. It could be time with a loved one, your kids, your partner, etc. Every hour you are spending it on something that costs you less than £50 an hour, it is money wasted. Let's say you're spending just 1 hour a week managing your property, tenant viewings, vetting, chasing rent, organising repairs, handling tenant complaints and compliance, which there's a lot to do, by the way. More on that in a moment. Over a year, that is 52 hours of your time. Now, remember, your time is worth a minimum of £50 an hour. That is £2,600 a year. Now, let's say your letting agency cost, okay? On average, you're going to pay between 10 and 12% of your rental income. Now, let's say your investment, just for example, is a monthly rental of £1,000. Well, that's £12,000 a year. And let's just say at 10%, that's £1,200 a year for a letting agent at 10%. But instead of spending 52 hours on property management, you're using a letting agent that actually knows what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. And by the way, what is it they actually do? Well, there's over 400, seriously, 400 pieces of legislation from the bush outside and what it needs to be cut to, such as EICRs, CP12s, EPCs, right to rent guides, everything that you need to get right from day one to make it a legal tenancy. Why does that matter apart from the fact it's the law? Well, let's say your tenant doesn't pay you. Well, then you cannot get them out with a Section 21, Section 8 or anything else unless you've done the first thing up front. So what a letting agent does is not only the cost of listing on all the best portals to attract the right people, they're also doing it compliantly, doing the viewings, the visits, the maintenance, the interim reports and inspections, a right to let guides, making sure the EPC, everything that is there on right, making sure it's running the right way. And when you think that's for £100 a month, how many hours does it actually take? The thing is, not only is that the price you pay versus the value you get in, what is it that you could do with that extra time? Well, 52 hours is actually quite a lot. Bear in mind the average that you might work a week. I heard the other day, or actually read the other day, that the average employee only works 2 hours and 44 minutes a day. I'm sure that's not you. You work way harder than the average person, right? The average person, 2 hours and 44 minutes a day. So 52 hours is easily a week off or 2 weeks off work, focused fully on doing this. Could you close more deals, growing your portfolio? Could you network with more investors to increase your funds? Maybe you could focus on more acquisition that actually generates higher returns. Ultimately, you could do whatever the fuck you want. When you put it that way, it becomes clear that using a letting agent is an absolute no-brainer, and especially if you're serious about actually scaling your portfolio. A lot of people, when they think of outsourcing, go, I need to get really good at it myself, and then I'm going to get somebody else so I know if they're doing a good job. It's like, does that sound logical to you? It's like me going, do you know what? I know nothing about law. Technically, you don't need a solicitor to buy property, so, which you don't, by the way, but I'm just going to do that myself. I know nothing about legals, but I'm going to do that. And by the way, I don't know how to negotiate the best finance for a mortgage on this, but I'm going to do the mortgage brokering myself and go directly to a bank. Right. Oh, by the way, letting, have no idea about the compliance, but it can't be that hard just to find somebody that wants to rent the property. The reality is, most of our investors, they're smart individuals that's been able to do a really good job in what they are doing and generate that, and then you should leave it to other people to multiply your money. Building your wealth is all about the 3 M's: making, managing, and multiplying. Honestly, some of the smartest investors, including, I would include myself in that, ego stroke there, is I'm good at making my money, I'm good at managing my money, but I trust accountants, trust and tax professionals, and I'm good at multiplying the money. But even then, I've built a business, Aspire portfolio, to make it easier for myself. So what the team does is essentially ensure that every aspect of sourcing, negotiating, and running the portfolio can run as smoothly as possible, so that investors like us, we can do what we do best, which, if the public believes anything, is just chilling out on the beach all day, right? No, it means that we can focus on making our money whilst Aspire portfolio and the team focus on multiplying it. So this video isn't just about the lettings business, although it is a shocking amount of work for very little cost to outsource, by the way. And I should know because I own my own lettings company to get those small 10%. But really what it's about is trying to perfect the service from my own investments. And a couple of years ago, Aspire portfolio opened up to more than one client, which is people like you. So if you're watching this and you are serious about building a portfolio, but you want to outsource it, not just the lettings, the sourcing, negotiations, the visits, the refurbishment, the legals, the brokerage, everything end to end, so we do the hard work so you don't have to, put portfolio in the comments. What's going to happen is I'm going to send you a link. You can book in a free one-to-one strategy session and we'll help you build your portfolio in 2025. So portfolio, I'll put the link in the description as well. Book in your free one-to-one session whilst they last. Hopefully you got value from this video. Honestly, lettings in particular, and the reason why I spent time on this, it's so much value for such a small investment, and you can make your time go a lot further. I hope this has been valuable. If it has and you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.